Hi, this is Jim McDonald, and this is the Cyber Charter Schools presentation. The overview of the Cyber Charter Schools presentation, we will be covering what charter schools are, cyber charter schools, and the 5 states with laws addressing cyber charter schools, which are Pennsylvania, California, Ohio, and Colorado. This is where they are legal, and Tennessee, where they are banned. I'm going to be covering different court cases and decisions that were made involving cyber charter schools. And then at the end of the presentation, there'll be a video on a school in Pennsylvania. Charter schools are non-sectarian publicly funded schools of choice that operate more independently than traditional public schools. They arose from a movement to reform public schools, and they were once hailed as a kind of free market solution and offering parents an escape from morbid public schools. And this is just an overview of how charter schools came to exist. And they branched out to become cyber charter schools, which operate outside of the confines of the classroom, and they provide the majority of the instruction over the internet through software programs and distance learning, with a teacher on the other side of the internet to communicate with, and parents that usually help their students or their children with their work. Independently governed public schools are what they are, and students do their work on a flexible schedule, primarily from home. In Pennsylvania, it has the most extensive legislation involving cyber charter schools. One of the areas that it covers and that it demands in the law is that it meets the goals of its charter, and the provision of the charter must be conducted with a comprehensive review, and this will give them a 5-year renewal of the charter, which is usually done through a school district that is neighboring the cyber charter school establishment. To review each cyber charter schools, they give the Pennsylvania System of School Assessment test to find out where the school is at accomplishing learning goals, and so on. Pennsylvania legislation also makes sure that the cyber charter school is in compliance with its charter and its subdivision. So whatever's in the contract, whether it be learning goals or different things that the charter is established to accomplish, that is what it is to abide by. California legislation says that at least 80% of the instructional time offered by the charter school shall be at the school site. So it does allow for there to be charter schools in California that work on the internet, but students are needed to be in the classroom 80% of the time, which only allows 20% for online learning. Internet and computer-based schools are known as community schools in Ohio, which is another way to call the school a charter school. These community schools are internet-based community schools work primarily from the residences on assignments from non-classroom based learning opportunities provided via the internet or other computer-based instructional method that does not rely on regular classroom instruction or via comprehensive instruction methods that includes internet-based or other computer-based and non-computer-based learning opportunities. So Ohio does allow for internet community schools. Colorado offers an online education course program that are to be supplemental to the education program. This doesn't give them the right to establish charter schools that are specifically run through the internet, but it does allow for online education courses to be used in the public school or the charter school or any other area that students receive public education. It also recognizes that the charter school or other public educational institute may face financial or technical barriers in establishing these online education courses, and these may be out of reach for school districts, charter schools, or other areas of educational establishment. They also need to have supplemental online educational courses that are noticed to be especially helpful and necessary to facility schools. So Colorado is saying that the legislation for online learning is a supplemental tool and it's helpful, and they have these laws that clarify this, and it is therefore in the best interest of the state to help a small or rural school district, charter school, BOCES, and faculty schools provide supplemental online educational courses to their students, and they can apply for grants that will help them overcome these financial and technical barriers. In Tennessee, cyber charter schools are banned. First of all, the Tennessee authorizes the conversion of any private, parochial, cyber-based, or home-based school to a charter school status. They don't allow that, and they also do not allow cyber-based public charter schools to be authorized. Tennessee has legislation now where different officials in the legislative branch are trying to pass a bill that will amend this process of Tennessee banning the cyber charter schools, which will delete the second part of that legislative decision. Different court cases that are surrounding this issue. One is the Butler Area School District versus the Einstein Academy in 2001. In this court case, it said that the school district was seeking to prevent the operation of a cyber charter, and it ruled that cyber charters were not authorized by the existing legislation, It urged lawmakers to create separate law for charter schools, a very foundational court case in this area. Another is the Pennsylvania School versus Zogby. And this case represented how charter schools reported district failure to make payments. So the charter school was not getting the funds it needed to, and the funds were being withheld by the secretary because she didn't know that it was proper under Pennsylvania law to make these payments. And the department was liable to immediately proceed with funding after they found out that the charter school, the cyber charter school rather, was running as it should. Another court case is the Fairfield Area School District versus National Organization for Children. In this court case, the school district argued that the charter school was not a valid cyber charter school under Pennsylvania law. And it said that the court decided that if non-chartering school districts could challenge the operation of a charter school, then non-chartering school districts could easily defeat the legislature's intention to establish schools that operated independently from the existing school district structure. So this was saying that if they could do this challenge, then it would eliminate the legislature's intention to establish these type of schools. And so school districts could not sue the individual members of the school board of trustees because of this. And now we are going to watch the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School video. And here are just a couple questions to think about while watching the video.
Reading, writing, and never having to catch the school bus.
Niall Clark from the Germantown section of Philadelphia is a 12-year-old tennis player heading for the Nationals this year. He travels to tournaments around the country and overseas, but he does not miss a day of school because he attends the Pennsylvania Cyber School.
Yes, I'm taking all 6th grade courses.
PA Cyber is Pennsylvania's largest online internet-based charter school with more than 6,000 students statewide, including 1,000 in the Philadelphia region.
Well, we deliver instruction via the internet and other electronic methods using highly qualified, certified Pennsylvania teachers, using one of the finest curriculums in the country, certified by the University of Pittsburgh. And we have a huge commitment to the families, providing them with all the tools necessary for our children to be successful.
Niall and his 18-year-old sister Greer used to attend a private school, and that was a challenge for their mother, Jackie Clark.
Both the kids were at Germantown Friends, and for high school it was $21,000, and for 4th grade it was $16,000, and it was just too much for us to pay. We had to find an alternative. We were either going to go to the public school, but we heard about PA Cyber, and we investigated, and we thought it was a perfect match for us.
Niall and Greer have been with PA Cyber for 2 years now. Biggest surprise?
That we seem like they pay us to go to school. My daughter has gone to a community college. They pay for it.
We've had kids graduate from our online school with degrees, associate's degrees in college. So we made that available to them.
available at no cost.
They pay for your internet service. They pay for us to do some physical education. They provide books, computers, laptops, printers. Everything comes to our home, and it just, everything's brand new.
Her daughter Greer, also a tennis champion, just graduated from PA Cyber with straight A's and college credits.
She received 20 college credits in 2 years. So we're very, very happy. She's got a head start when she goes to school in September.
That will be St. Thomas University in Florida.
And I have an academic scholarship too, so it covers all of my tuition and room and board.
Thanks to PA Cyber, Niall has the freedom to compete where the tournaments take him. And Greer got a head start on college. And in Media, Pennsylvania, Rachel Ringowitz was able
to take guitar classes at Suburban Music School, and I was able to complete a 13-week course learning the basics and just getting started in music. It was a really awesome experience, able to have that one-on-one interaction with the teacher and be able to learn.
But what about the social aspects of a cyber education? Isn't it lonely when the computer is your only classmate?
Early on, our parents asked us about that, and since that time, we've spent a lot of time and effort in creating social opportunities for students to get together. That's why we've created what we call support centers across the state.
And they have one here at PA Cyber's Eastern Support Center in Springfield, Delaware County, where Shakespeare and science workshops bring cyber students together.
I created the formula of a hypothesis to determine where I think it might go.
Today we were doing an engineering seminar. We were solving a problem of building a car that would be powered by a sail. So very simple. They built cars out of K'NEX and made sails out of cloth or paper, and tried different sails, and then measured how far the fan took the car.
This interaction came as a surprise for some students.
What I really didn't anticipate was the fact that I would be able to make friends. I thought that I would be in front of the computer all day doing nothing.
It's great. I can actually interact with people, and when just a couple months back, I discovered that we had these heart workshops and stuff.
Today we were going over in Shakespeare, Othello, and in the writing workshop, we were actually doing this really cool thing. We were making commercials, and we were actually writing down the scripts, and so that was just a really neat type experience.
In Pennsylvania, PA Cyber is just one of a dozen cyber charter schools that have opened up their websites to students and parents looking for alternatives in education. And their response means long days for PA Cyber Student Services Coordinator, Cindy Sacco.
It's staggering. I mean, hundreds, thousands. I mean, they're coming in every day. I'm guessing about 800 students this year just in our office by June, we're guessing. They're coming in, calls, they come in, and a lot of the reasons are for safety. Right now we're dealing with issues like that. It's scary, it's sad.
Well, actually, our old school that me, my brother, and my sister went to, they had like a lot of mean kids, so we just decided to go to PA Cyber.
And then when they meet here in this facility, and they are able to see each other, and they have a strong friendship there. There's no metal detectors, or you have to worry about guns or bombs and all that kind of stuff, because all that taken away, and that's taken away, and they're the education is here, and their true friends are here, because these are honest-hearted kids who want to learn. And maybe public school's not the right thing for them. It's not the right thing for everybody.